And here in the bottom left, from the team FXO, ladies and gentlemen, the Pro Toss player tier. I remember I was calling him Tear when I first saw him.
You know, I don't know if I've ever officially heard it though. So is it officially Tier? Because that's what I've always called him.
You know, I feel like when something comes out as official, like I don't want to make an announcement. It's official. It is Tier. I'm not positive.
Okay.
I am very, very sure that that is what it is.
Yeah, I've casted like 20, 25 of his games. Always called him Tier.
Yeah.
So I hope he's not like he doesn't have a picture of me up somewhere and he's just like
I'm pretty sure that
constantly
at
cutting it with a
IPL 5,
knife.
because I like went through and was checking. Well, he wasn't at IPL 5, so I think. But I saw him. I must have seen him in a game because I went over like all the hard to pronounce names and made sure that I got them. Like that I knew them. So I was like watching all the GSL VODs, and I think there was a game with Tier, and I was like, you know how you're like always, it's that question, that you ask yourself every time when you're like having breakfast in the morning, you're like, I still haven't checked to see his name pronunciation as you're spooning your mouth with Golden Grams.
Yeah.
And,
Good
then.
choice.
And then,
Golden Grams.
great cereal, right? But then you hear it and you're like, oh, finally, I accidentally answered that question. So, yeah, I think I had that little epiphany the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, the top right-hand corner, the man we've been talking about's opponent from the team Evil Geniuses. He's Puma.
Yeah, Puma's taken 2 games in a row now. Decided to open up with a very cool barracks into expansion 4 racks on Antigua Shipyard. Prepared him really well for some sort of a 4-gate follow-up. Now, this being Daybreak, of course, would not anticipate there to be another 4-gate. Imagine that we're going to see a little bit longer protracted play. Still could be very heavy gateway. Many expansion, very heavy gateway all-ins have been pioneered on this map, actually. And it's very conducive to many styles, so something cheesy could be hitting from Tier.
Yeah, we've definitely seen... one of my favorite things about Daybreak is the number of places that you can actually put your structures. A lot of players, we see this back left corner utilized. As it's against Terran especially. It's a tough place to get to if you want to put your tech there. Alternatively, we've seen some players such as Huck use this actually where this SCV is headed right now. This staging area towards the front, you kind of just fill it with stuff. You fill it with tech and gateways and such, and you stage all your attacks from the third base and actually use that kind of as your move out point. I really like Daybreak because of that. I mean, there's a million reasons, of course, to like Daybreak, but that's one of the cool quirks about it is, hey, there's actually a lot of viable places to put your buildings here.
Yeah, I mean, and build on top of that, too. It's very difficult for Terrans to scan everywhere. They have to have a lot more presence of just sheer unit count out and about across the map.
Yeah.
And Oot and about. Somewhere Adebisi is killing me.
What?
Somewhere Adebisi is killing me. I don't know.
Softly?
Yes.
That's the best way to be killed.
Yeah. I prefer to be killed loudly, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. You should
It's
try
more
it.
likely your murderer is going to get found.
Yeah.
I guess that does.
You should try it sometime.
Does
It's great.
make sense?
Puma looking at a 3rd command center, possibly. Yep, there it is. So taking a playbook out of his Pro League teammates in Tasia. Of course, EG and Team Liquid have been participating in Pro League together. It's been very fun to watch their matches, too.
Yeah.
Some very creative, fun games, of course, as we mentioned, on the unconventional maps.
All right, so what will soon be... What are they called, actually, at the bottom of the ramps? They have, like, the silliest name. It's, like, ramp-blocking stones or something of
Oh,
that
you mean in
nature.
Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah.
The new ones? Yeah, ramp block. I know what you're talking about, yes.
I'm just trying to remember the name of it. Zealot's poking forward right now, and I actually like this a lot out of Tier. Going forward with this Stalker as well and 2 Zealots, it's like, hey. And I think he actually managed to get a peek there. And so he's okay. No command center.
And that's pretty good at this stage of the game because you never quite know what a Terran player is up to unless you explicitly scout them. And knowing Puma, he could I mean, not lately, but there's always the threat, of course, that he's already gone Starport by then and he's going Cloak Banshees or something like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, in all honesty, if you haven't been doing something lately, but you're still very good at it, it's a great time to implement such a strategy. SCV, gonna try to slip by right now. 2nd sentry being warped in. Had a little bit of tickle damage, but without, having to... Oh, nice. I love when probes do that.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Just a little particle beam out there.
Makes me so happy.
Tech Lab coming up now.
Unexpected assassin, man. That's really what it is.
The probe? I don't know, man. Huck pioneered the annoying probe, so.
That's why everybody loves Huck.
So Puma now, with double gas, investing in upgrades at the moment. He's going to have enough for a stim. He's also got enough for a couple engineering bays if he wants. We could obviously see that factory sometime soon, too. I wonder if he's going to prioritize those upgrades, though, or if we're going to see a quicker march towards factory and starport. And indeed, it is going to be closer to starport.
Love that hiding place for a pylon. If you take a look, actually, at the vision, it's just like, on the ever so smallest outskirt of that Xel'Naga tower, so Puma is not able to see that. And I would have just loved if, like, actually somehow he was.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I swear. That's all the time. Happened actually last game with that gas timing.
Well, depending on where the probe came from, he could have seen it move over there, perhaps. A few units warping in at the front now as we have a total of just 3 gates, I believe. Yeah, 3 gates and a couple of immortals being produced here. Ooh. This is actually the first immortal, and we have seen some immortal pushes actually against Terran players used to pretty decent success, especially Terran players, of course, that invest into their Marauders a little bit earlier on.
So Puma's Marines are stranded right now, and Tyr knows this. There are no medevacs on the way, and now he's going to pinch them from both sides, and he kind of just... well, he's not actually coming up with the bottom. The units are still sitting at the Xel'Naga tower. And this is looking scary and scary every second because Puma doesn't have his units in position to deal with this. This Immortal is going to be the most useless thing against guys with guns, though.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate there for Tyr. He's now going to collapse on these forces, and he may be able to successfully do that, but of course he's already lost a lot of health on this Immortal. They are very ineffective against Marines, and a lot of energy has to be expended to kill those, although he does kill them pretty cost-efficiently there.
Lost a lot of health off that Immortal as well. Observer is now getting a full scout for Tyr. We'll see if he decides... Oh, he's actually got a 3rd base going down right now, in fact. And this missile turret is nearing completion. That isn't going to be far enough to grant vision, at least. It definitely won't be able to shoot at the Observer.
Oh, yeah, it'll grant vision.
But when he has Marines... And you should be able to see this in just... Actually, the bunker, I think, yeah, is in range. And boom. In fact, kills it. Wow.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good for Tyr at all. He is going to drop in with a couple of sentries and an Immortal here in just a second. Is he going to try and ferry around these bunkers altogether? There are 5 bunkers in the process of being constructed.
It was a little bit early.
Yeah. Nice job, though, going ahead and dropping off the force field up at the front. Make sure that he tries to save as many of these units as he can. Nice, good micro from these units, too. Picking those up over and over again. The War Prism itself hasn't actually taken any damage. He's got to get that Immortal, though. Unfortunately, it dies. There are no units inside of those bunkers at the moment. That was a little bit of a misplay, it looked like, from Tyr. I think he could have done a lot more damage there and not lost that Immortal.
I mean, you're so right. It was really, in the beginning of the attack, we saw that it wasn't going to go well. He kind of dropped the Immortal outside. He had to go back, pick up the Immortal. That was a shuttle where he could have instead picked up more units.
Yeah,
could have picked up 4 sentries instead of the Immortal. So, I mean, everything from the very start of that was just not going well for Tyr. It was a cute move, but it didn't get anything done.
No, the only thing it did do, it forced Puma, obviously, to make his 5 bunkers. It's kept him pinned in on his 2 command centers for a very long time when he is at a point when, how is he only, did he lose a ton of workers there, more than I thought? Yes, he did lose 18 of them. Never mind. I saw he lost about 10 of those, but I didn't actually see all of those being lost. So he is forced to reproduce as many workers as he possibly can.
You know, we watched a little bit too many fireworks over the holidays, Kevin, so it's perfectly understandable we missed some explosions.
It was lame. There wasn't enough explosions for me.
They need to have more color in them. Be heart-shaped.
Well,
American flag in the middle.
Unfortunately, these medevacs flew directly over a pylon, and Tyr knows this.
So, fortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're rooting for, Kevin.
Hey, shut up! So what if I like them? No, actually, I really do. This is a very political answer, but I do love both of these teams. I've been a Gumiho fan for a while, so obviously I'm pretty partial to FXO. But Evil Geniuses is pretty near and dear to my heart.
Oh my goodness, such a great organization, guys. Right now, is that Observer? What's being like chased by the world up top? That's a War Prism. That's why it's being chased so hard.
No speed, unfortunately. And it is actually going to die. It goes.
That was a cool firework. That was a blue firework.
Yeah. Very expensive firework.
That was.
That cost billions of dollars to the Protoss Army, man.
I'm wondering
Military-industrial complex isn't happy about that.
What? No, they're not. They're indeed not. Kevin, how much would it cost to buy a War Prism in U.S. currency?
With teleportation built in? I'll say $30.
Just the capability of, I guess that.
Of levitation?
Well, it's 200 minerals, so what's 200 minerals worth?
I don't know, man. I haven't done the currency
like
conversion recently.
With 200 minerals.
Yeah.
You can buy half a Nexus. I don't know if they permit that. If you could take the other half on like a loan or something.
The Protoss Army, great creditors. All right, Dark Shrine is popping up now for Tyr. He does have all of his tech available to him. I don't think he has a normal Templar Archives up. I actually think this is going to be his first path into Archons. But again, he's kept his opponent pinned into the right-hand side of the base side of the map so effectively. To the point where actually Puma now has to invest in a lot of upgrades and such and called down supplies, I believe, because unfortunately for him, he's way supply locked.
Yeah, he's just in a tough spot in general. I mean, his 2-2 is in a good place. We can give him that. But he does not yet have a 4th started. I mean, Tyr does. And it's not like Tyr has this, like, puzzle style of play. You know, formerly Slayer's puzzle with, like, I'm going to build expansions everywhere and actually build over 25 gateways and just throw units at you the entire game because I bring in so much money, I'm basically going to play Protoss like a Zerg. No. Tyr is actually, I mean, he's got a really thick unit composition right now with Dark Templars. He's got War Prism. He's now getting War Prism Speed, Colossus. This guy's got a full, he's got everything here with 5 Colossi, in fact.
Yeah, a little surprised he doesn't have just a normal Templar Archives down at some point, just to be able to supplement this force with Storm. Storm is so good.
Well, there's just, I mean, how many Vikings are on the field right now? Is that 3 or 4?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's
5, actually, yeah.
That's okay. So the Colossus count is actually the same as the Viking count.
Yeah, and you usually want like 2 to 1 if you're the Terran player.
So this is a tough spot for Puma right now. Definitely very difficult for him.
Oh yeah, I mean 3-base Terran is still very strong, but the issue is that his opponent's been on uninterrupted 4-base economy now, and as soon as he gets a couple more probes up there, he can start to mine off of 7 and 8 gas. I
would say the same thing, but I just love that like the probes get there. They haven't even dropped the minerals off. We're like, he's on a full 4-base economy. But really, guys, Puma has my biggest problem with Puma right now is that he has no way to take a 4th.
Right.
He's really, I mean, like, Tyr does not have to push into this.
Right. The issue is, too, is that, yeah, I mean, because he can starve his opponent out. Because Puma can't make another command center right now. He can't allocate the 400 resources to it because he literally needs all of that for units. You can see that he is stretched. His economy is completely stretched. There is that flexibility for Tyr. And look at this. This economic damage is actually getting pretty significant, forcing a lot of SCVs off the line.
This is beautiful. This is exactly what he should be doing because, and he's pushing into the 3rd at the same time.
Wow.
He just finds an opening.
Terrible position on those Vikings over in the left. They were directly under the range of the Stalkers, and the AoE from the Colossi is just too strong.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
We are watching the coffin be made to then be buried in the ground.
Hey, Puma had a good run, though. He won 2 games. That's all you can ask for out of your player, but Tyr looking very strong. There's GG. FXO wins their 2nd game. We're all tied up in 4 games.
We are. Puma taking 2 victories there. For the team Evil Geniuses, going to be anxious to see who they bring out next to topple Tyr. It's going to be
another Terran player, and it's a Pro League player. It's Thorzane.
This is going to be pretty exciting. Thorzane, I keep saying it, man. He's going to have a comeback one of these days. A lot of people, you know, are saying how difficult a time he's having right now, especially after that NASL run. But here he comes, and I mean, every time I say it, I haven't been right yet, but I'm telling you, he's going to have a comeback one of these days, and I'm excited for it.
He's had, what? Where he was the first foreigner to win a Pro League match in 7 years or something like that, though?
Yeah, I did. Everybody like went crazy over that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch that game, but I saw Twitter explode. I think I was in the car at that time.
Well, so he's obviously been training, and we'll see what he can do here in this Winter League format. If he can take out Tyr, the map is going to be Ohana, guys. We're going to run to a commercial break. We'll be right back for game number 5.